Hello and welcome, my name is Hero and this is my Let's Play series of Hearts of Iron 4, where we will be playing as the Historical Reich. The German Reich played as close to the build-up of the war as possible. Now I definitely won't try to make the same mistakes as Hitler and his staff did. We'll try to actually win the war. I'm not sure if we can actually make Operation Sea Lion that early. I've had trouble with that in the past. We're definitely gonna try. But we are gonna, no matter what, send off Operation Barbarossa, and probably even earlier than they did in real life. So there's a lot of talk among people who discuss history that, oh, Hitler did the huge mistake by attacking the USSR, and maybe he did, but that was kind of his plan for the war all along. That was his intent and his goal, so of course he wanted to attack them. So his plan was actually to attack them early on. He ended up attacking them in late summer, or in summer, which of course is stupid because that's so much closer to winter. You kind of want to be attacking them, even though attacking them in spring means lots of mud. By the time you get to the initial shock of Blitzkrieg, you're in summer and you have a good time, whereas he ended up getting to winter before getting to Moscow, and we'll try and see how we can do if we attack maybe just a little bit earlier. Anyway, we now got world tension up to 19% because of the end of the Spanish War, so we can now go to war economy, which means we get, for no extra cost, 20% extra construction speed, or 10% extra, and 10% extra 10% less conversion, and 5% less consumer goods. So that's just a win-win-win. And that means that we are now up to 14 civilian factories producing stuff. And we got Rommel back. So you go back on your plan here. That was maybe a little bit too much again. It's a right click, go to Warsaw, and go down to, and then we just want to change your icon so I can see that you're a mobile. So how are we doing with the production? We are going a little bit slow. So I think I'm gonna take one of these off and put them on infantry equipment. Because we do want to pump out a big number of infantry to start with, so we can get to Anschluss. So if you don't know it, in order to get Anschluss we need 550,000 manpower in the field. In order to go on and demand the Sudetenland we need 750. If we wanted to go and do some of these other things, Slovenia, I think there's one of them that's like 950,000 to do Danziger War. So we need to get to about 1 million troops before the end of 39. Games of the 11th Olympiad. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Berlin, Germany. Attended by athletes from 49 different nations across the world, the 1936 Summer Olympics are the first in history to have enjoyed limited live television coverage. The Games were a significant propaganda victory for the German regime, which spent heavily on the event. German athletes saw the most success, winning 33 gold medals, while the Americans came in second with 24. 4 of these were won by Jesse Owens, the single most successful athlete at the Games. We have shown our best side to the world, and we definitely have. So yeah, the Anschluss we need to do by about March 38 if you want to be completely historic. So by 38 we need to have at least 550,000 soldiers. We will do it earlier if we can, I think, because Anschluss means a lot of extra nice factories. So I might do that earlier, but I definitely won't do the war earlier than historically. Oh yeah, let's actually do all of these war plans. I just did this Rommel one because that's what I usually do. I usually do like a pincer movement with 2 armored attacks here. So we hopefully get some pockets and destroy a bunch of troops. Not that it really matters because we're just gonna blitz through the country. And we just do a front line here along the river. We have you guys do a front line here. And we have you guys. And the reason why they're pink is because I have a mod installed and they just need to take Danzig. And let's go up to speed 5 since we just should probably have done that earlier, but didn't notice. But yeah, now that we're like just waiting, speed 5 is what we're doing. I kind of feel like when you're playing single player, you only really use speed 3, 4, and 5. So speed 1 and 2 is probably mostly for multiplayer purposes, and we have a couple divisions that are fully trained, so let's just send them to one of the fronts. And we have some more that are fully trained. Let's send you to the front as well. And how are we doing? We're not producing quite enough, I think. Industrial efforts. Let's go with industrial effort 2. We might actually have to go with anti-Comintern Pact now if you want to have it in time. And we have modified government, so let's get a theorist. Let's get... Do we want to get Erich von Manstein? I actually want to get Heinz Guderain for the max speed on armor, even though he gives us less research bonus. I just like that extra armor speed just to really blitz. But anyway, I wanted to see if I can move a little bit of production up to infantry equipment just for now, so we can churn it out, get some troops out in the field. So we are in 36, October 36. Let's just get radio. I need that. At least for some of our support troops. And I also kind of want to build some radar. Historically, that's one of the things that Hitler really lacked in. I haven't played this game enough to know exactly how useful radar is in this game, but historically, of course, it was very useful to be able to spot enemy planes and ships, and the English certainly did that much better than Germany did. So now that we have a theorist, let's go for some doctrine research. And Italy is done with Ethiopia. That's a little late actually. And we are in December, so let's see. We still have... Okay, we have 26 days to save up, so we're just gonna have it save up and then start on some industrial research. So we did the anti-Comintern Pact. A little bit late, was supposed to be in November. I think it was on between October 25 and November 1st. No, it was on November 25, so we're a little bit late. Anyway, let's go on with the industrial effort, since we don't have enough troops for Anschluss. And we're still just waiting for January to come around. And we have some more modified government available. So what do we want to do? I'm not gonna build research any tanks anytime soon. I'm not gonna research any aircraft anytime soon because I think aircraft, unless we want to do heavy fighters, we're not gonna have it until 40. So we might want to do a battleship research so we can start building more battleships. I also kind of want to get Mauser so we can get small arms research. Let's just go with Gemeinerwerft. I don't like this because it gives, like, historically, of course, Germany really went toward raiding fleets, but I don't like having less firepower and less deck size. So I would rather just go with this one, gives extra armor and stuff. So let's go with the Germania-Werft, the German naval yard. And just waiting for January to come around. And we got our first tanks out on the field. So we're gonna go with 37. We're probably gonna go with construction first, yeah. Just so we can churn out those civilian factories a little bit quicker. Churning out some troops now, which is nice. Means that we're finally catching up with production on infantry equipment. And as you can see now, we are catching up on motorized as well, so I'm going to move one factory over to light tanks. We lose a little bit of production efficiency once we do that, but it's going to catch up soon enough. So we're going to go on with concentrated industry. Yeah. And one of these are done with the training. Of course, you can't get above regular level when you're training, so there's no reason to keep them going after that. And now we're getting a bunch of SS as well. Very nice. And have you join up here. Of course, there's no reason to actually do this kind of thing where I spread it out. It's just feels nice to have it spread out a little bit. Anyways, we got a theorist. Let's get Mauser on our side. Get some small arms research time. And industrial effort 2 is done. So still don't have quite enough for Anschluss. So let's go on with some army innovations. Get some army experience. I think that will be enough to add the anti-tank to our infantry. Then we can do the treaty with the USSR to get better panzer research. And then we can go on towards the extra research slot, which is really important. So let's just get army research. Heinz Guderian, another radical theorist, are pushing for daring new doctrines, emphasizing communication, identification of Schwerpunkt, and local concentration of combined arms forces. Giving them free reins might help avoid the meat grinder horrors of the Great War. So this will give 2 times 50% research for land doctrine, and you will have von Brauchitsch as a chief of army, which gives army maneuver, division speed 10%. A lot of the German advisors need you to do certain innovations first, or certain national focuses first. And we got radio, so let's go and get improved machine tools. We'll get some extra efficiency. Construction is almost done. So I actually, like, we so sorry. We don't really get any of the resources that we are trading for anyway. So getting excavation right now won't really make that big of a difference. So I think I'm gonna go for a Scharnhorst class battleship, so we can start producing one of those, or maybe more. So let's go and check out on production here. Right now we are producing this in 6.676 months. So I'm just gonna go down to 1, so that once it's done with the light cruiser here, you can change over to a battleship. Might even move one factory down there, or one shipyard, naval yard down there. So we get it done sooner. How many planes do we have at this point? We have about 500 planes. We probably need at least 1,000 before the war. Oh, let's see if we can add the anti-tank so we have a benchmark of... Instead of adding it as a support battalion, I'm gonna add it as a real battalion. I'm actually not sure, let's check something. Could also add a support and then add one of these to get combat with. So this would be 252 HP, 51 organization, whereas this would be less organization actually. So what support do I want? I definitely want recon. I also want... Let's just plan this out. So I want recon, I want field hospitals, and I want signal companies. And logistics wouldn't be bad. What is this they give? Supply usage. So let's check it out. So I want is recon, signal, and hospital. So yeah, I wanna add it over here because I don't have room for all the support. I could of course also add my artillery over here. Oh, but that gives too much combat width, so we're just gonna add some anti-tank over here. And it gives us a combat width of 19. If we add one more later, it'll give us a combat width of 20. But we don't want to have too much to start with because Poland doesn't really have tanks anyway. So and there's nothing wrong with being below 20 combat width. You just don't want to be above 20 combat width. So we're gonna pay 5 experience for this. And we can now see that we need about 1000 towed anti-tank. So let's move one of the factories from artillery over to towed anti-tank. And just make sure that this will probably slow down our production, but we'll just go in and force some of them to deploy them. And then the production here can catch up slowly. And we can move one more factory. We have a... no, we don't have a free factory. Anyway, just going on with the preparations. How many troops do we have in the field now? So the only way to see it is to go into this equipment details here, and you can see we have 519,000. So we could actually do Anschluss next if we wanted to. It is a bit early though. So I'm not gonna force it. So let's just get a... So any of these, that's nice. I think these just give bonuses, yeah. And we don't have Aaron Rubble yet. Want to get a political advisor maybe? Let's get this guy so we can start building some dockyards and stuff after this. Army innovations. The Hindenburg Disaster. The German passenger airship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming 35 lives. Due to the scarcity and expense of helium and the US ban on exporting it, the Hindenburg, like all German passenger airships, was ultimately engineered to use hydrogen, which provided greater lift but was also flammable. With public faith shaken by this disaster and the rise of much faster passenger aircraft, this could spell the end of the era of airships. Oh, the humanity! So yeah, we don't have enough of this yet, so let's do the treaty with the USSR. We need this later on for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, and this will give us a reduced penalty by minus 100% on Panzer III, which is just great. It means we can start producing Panzer III before the war. Which means we probably need some more military factories at some point. And first of these tanks are done, let's add them to Rommel. We have 18 divisions in training right now. Let's add the other one down here. Let's add the other one down here. A lot of them are just on the verge. I think this latest search, yeah, we are above 550 now. So next up we're going to do Anschluss. But that will have to be in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, consider hitting the like button and subscribing, that helps me out a lot. Also, feel free to leave comments if there's anything you want to know about my strategy, or anything you want to correct me on if I'm saying something that's completely out of the air. Hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, have a good day.